I'm Edgar Scott, and I'm going to be reading to you from Chapter 1 of my new novel, 418. The ceiling of Brian's bedroom lit with a soft green glow. Slowly, the glow faded. The ceiling returned to darkness. Brian and his wife Imelda continued to sleep. Yet another message to be ignored until the time he woke up and decided what was important and what should be discarded. Neither Brian nor Imelda ever woke before 8 a.m., and the message would have to wait until then. But the message, having been sent, fulfilled the requirements that the message should be sent, and so everything was as it should be. At 8 o'clock, the mobile started to shake and make some actual noise, an ascending chime, which caused Brian to roll over and stab at the little computer. 9 more minutes would be ideal. He would get up and make breakfast for Prince and get himself off to work. 9 minutes later, Brian groaned at the sound that was coming out of his mobile. He'd slept well, but he didn't want to get up. Another day like every other day. Brian's feet hit the floor, a good solid floor with a throw rug. His toes squeezed the pile. One push, and then he was up, staggered just a bit as the blood rushed down to his feet and bounced back again. He wiped the sleep from his eyes and wandered to the door, leaving his wife snoozing in bed. In the kitchen, Brian noticed that he had his mobile in his hand. He didn't remember picking it up, an extension of his hand. He looked at it. It was happily displaying facts about how many messages he had missed. No doubt some coupons, a message or two of some great importance to no one at all, and the number of emails he had received, which he would take care of when he got to work. Brian cleared all of them in one swoop. He looked at the mobile. All he saw was the time and a moving picture of Imelda holding a smiling Prince. Now that's how a mobile should look, he smiled to himself. Prince had heard Brian wander into the kitchen. Perhaps it was a clang of a pot or a squeak of the refrigerator door. Whatever it was, Prince was up and bounding toward the kitchen. He came busting around the corner, slid on the kitchen tile, bounced off the island, and went skittering into Daddy. "Daddy, Daddy, can we have pancakes today?" Brian looked down at Prince. There was real excitement in the deep brown of his 5-year-old eyes and his mop of dark, every-direction hair. How could he say no? What was wrong with pancakes? Pancakes every day. Prince would love it, and he himself would be enormous. But did that matter? Prince would love it. "Sure we can," Brian started. "But why don't we start with some nice fruit first and maybe a little granola?" Prince immediately pouted. Why not pancakes first and then fruit? It was priceless. Something Brian had never thought he would enjoy so much, the pout. He would never tell Prince that, lest Prince use that on him to get whatever he wanted. But it was adorable, and he felt a warm tugging inside him. If it was the weekend, he would have said yes. "I don't know," Brian tried to lead the conversation elsewhere. "I think fruit has to come first, then granola, and then, if you are that hungry, we can have pancakes." Brian learned that an outright no never got him that far. 2 dark eyes brightened. The pout disappeared into a big grin. How long this trick was going to work didn't matter. It had worked today. "Okay, little buddy." Brian picked up his son with both hands and raised him high into the air and carried him over to the table. "You just pull up a chair here and I will get breakfast on the way." Prince struggled into his seat as his father put him down on the chair. The table was just a few inches below his chin. "And then pancakes?" "Sure," Brian said, smiling, turning away towards the fridge to see what he had available for slicing. "Then pancakes." Brian took Prince to school. Well, he took Prince downstairs to the carport and put him into a car. The car itself was little more than a chair on wheels with a good stereo system and a smooth front where whatever Prince wanted to watch would appear on the screen. Prince climbed into the car, obediently or compulsively snapped the seatbelt around his little waist. His dark little fingers seemed to fly as he cinched it around himself. The seat sighed and snugged around him, keeping him firmly in place. Prince smiled up. "Okay, Daddy, off to school." Brian spoke directly into the car in a louder voice. "Emerald Valley Elementary." Lights flashed within the car. "Calculating route to Emerald Valley Elementary School." There was a brief pause. "Confirmed," Brian interrupted before the car could ask him to please confirm the destination. The door started to close. "Have a good day at school. Love you," Brian called the prince, who was busy telling the car what he wanted to view as the door closed. Brian heard the car lock itself. A small white bubble encased his child. Very safe. It would whisk him off to school, and before his little prince knew it, he would be stepping out at the school's carport. This was going to be a good day after all. Brian felt good as he turned to head back to his apartment for his breakfast. He too would have to go to work soon, but it was a good day. Everything felt right. Most people don't do so well when they see an accident, and they see the blood, flesh, and bone that have been mangled by machinery and steel. But the rescue technicians are programmed for this, and they don't see any of it. They simply went about their work expertly, quickly, and without the nasty reactions that might have happened in olden days, when eyes that could not unsee would have to disentangle the entanglement. Unfortunately, it wasn't a zombie car. It was carrying someone.